Hello, everybody. We are continuing our SGF, aka Summer Game Fest, aka Key 3 coverage. We're going over Zoom right now because we've got Elyse, because Elyse and I checked out Tales from the Shire together.
Of the Shire, I
Ooh.
believe, right?
Yeah, Tales of the
Like
Shire.
Blood wasn't even there and he knows what it's called.
Yeah,
That's a
Blood has
pro.
watched the B-roll multiple times.
He's
So
about as abreast on it as we are.
he's very excited. Elyse, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. But yeah, Isla and I sat down at Summer Game Fest together and with a rep from Weta,
I
presumably, who had
guess.
worked on the game because
Nice.
this is being made by them. And we got to see a firsthand look of the little
Yeah.
demo. I don't know if you two have any history with this game, but I follow many Lord of the Rings accounts on Instagram. So when this got announced, it was a big hubbub, and I've been following it, hoping to see some news from it. So it was really cool to get to see it in person.
I heard about it from the trailer at something, and then I was like, "Oh, this looks cute," and then we played it. It's my history. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings. One of the few people who actually likes Rings of Power too.
Oh yeah, you
I
do.
like it
Well,
all. I don't give a shit, except for the Hobbit movies. Those are bad.
You catch that? Oh yeah, you do.
yeah, you do. I like it too. There's a lot I like about it. And
Yeah,
there was
there's
a
a
lot
lot
that I
to like.
liked about this cozy little town building sim that's very Stardew Valley-ish. I don't know how much you were able to glean from that B-roll blood, and especially about the motivations of why you're doing what you're doing to sort of
Yeah.
build the reputation of this town.
Oh, that's
Yeah, you're
right.
trying to establish a new village or something, right?
Yeah, and it's the cutest, like little saddest Hobbit like thing ever. And this game takes place between the events of like Rings of Power, I believe, and the War of the Rings.
Between the Hobbit
And
and Lord of the
sorry,
Rings,
The
yeah.
Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
And
You're in the
and
Shire, but not Hobbiton. You're in a town called Bywater. Yeah.
yes. And the thing that I really,
Or
really
not a
appreciate about,
town called
yes,
Bywater.
it's just by water. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is the hobbits are a very reclusive people who they don't want to concern themselves with these bigger existential world problems, right? And this game, I think, leans into this so heavy, which is not that you're part of this big world saving adventure or anything, but just that you are just trying to make Bywater have a strong enough reputation and pull that it can be recognized as a village. That's
Yeah.
it.
You're literally the end goal is just to incorporate Bywater as a town.
Yeah.
As a
Yes.
village.
Yes, it's so unassuming, it's so Hobbit, and very, very charming, I thought.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I like
there's
Yeah.
I like the audio design they have in there. Like it really feels like you're just outside someplace on a sunny day and you just like want to chill.
the vibes are immaculate. Like it's so cozy. You know, there's all the mainstays of these kind of cozy town building, like home building, Animal Crossing-esque cozy games. Like there's cooking, you can unlock more cooking stations later. You can rearrange your apartment or your house. You unlock more sections to your house. You can pretty much free move everything in the house and your garden. I don't know if you can move things throughout the town at all, but like
Oh, yeah.
within your garden and house, you can do literally whatever you want,
Maybe
which
if at
is
some point you brought on some kind of position that would give you the
yeah.
power to do so. I don't know if there's any rising in the ranks in terms of the kind of local on the municipality level, maybe.
It's the
Um,
the the tone of it is so cute because like Orlo, the little character showing you
he's
around,
our friend.
he's your little friend, and he's like, "Welcome to town!" Like,
Yeah.
oh, and it's like, he at one point talks about how he brings letters and packages from like
It's a bit from
place to
businesses and
place,
yeah.
because and she's like, "Oh, you're the postman," and he goes, "Well, no, we don't have a postman.
Yeah,
I
we don't
just
have
I
postmen.
just bring the post and deliver the post," and she goes, "That's a postman."
Yeah, just so aloof in that. I thought that was incredibly charming as well.
So
And I
cute.
really liked that it took different features that you know in games like waypoints and it
Yeah, I
found
loved
really
this.
Yeah, like almost diegetic ways to incorporate those into Bywater. So like for example, the one that Isla and I were really into was that when they need to kind of indicate waypoints or pathways to you, there are little birds that
Mm,
fly over and kind of sit and their beaks point in the direction that you should be headed.
Like they'll be
nice.
basically like when she described it at first, I thought like a bird would like fly in front of us and lead us, but
Yeah,
it's
like
way
Ghost
better
of
than
Tsushima
that.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Right, it's way better than that. I think it's so cute and it fits the tone better. So like there are, sometimes it'll be on an actual like waypoint, like directional sign, but sometimes it's just like on the tree branch or on a little cobblestone wall or whatever. And there's basically just a row of separate birds all like in a row. And yeah, their beaks are all pointing to where you need to go. So you just like follow these birds. I thought it was so cute.
Yeah,
It's such a
really
unique
cute.
way to do it without like kind of breaking the immersion of the. And you can set whatever waypoint you want, and the birds will kind of do it.
Yeah. And of course, like farming, fishing, those are the two things to sort of
Yeah.
grow and cultivate and expand out. And you can customize your hobbit.
Yeah,
And
you can change clothes
yeah.
anytime,
Nice.
which is nice. There
Uh,
were things like you can have. Do you remember the specifics on this, Elise? It was like you can have meals and like prepare meals for people, and like they have their likes and desires, and then like they said there's no fail state. There's no you can't like really screw anything up, but it's like if you do a great job, they'll be like, oh,
yeah,
and
of course,
stuff.
the fastest way to a hobbit's heart is through its stomach.
Yeah,
So yes, it basically is the equivalent of, a quest where it's like you would, need to get these things for this person, but those are just the meals that you're preparing for different hobbits. So like Isla said, it's oh, this hobbit likes steak and potatoes. So when they're over for dinner, you probably want to make them steak and potatoes.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
that was one of my favorite things that I saw in there, and the footage they gave was those little meals and everybody sitting around the table together and like handing
yeah,
out each one individually.
yeah, and they're all like,
Uh,
like enjoying it.
Well, the thing I always think about in Lord of the Rings is when the four hobbits come back from their quest to destroy the ring, and they've fought in wars and they've seen all of Middle Earth, and they're in the pub, and that one hobbit comes in with the giant pumpkin, and everybody's freaking out over this giant pumpkin, but meanwhile they've they've met kings and they've seen wizards and all this stuff. And but that to the hobbits is what's the most exciting thing going on right now is this giant pumpkin. And I think this game really encapsulates like that is what is important to them.
I was really surprised. I didn't expect this. As they were talking to us about it, how like accurate to the books it is. They took pains to like base the characters on characters mentioned in the books. They're fleshing out, certain characters and
Family
like
lineages.
family lineages.
Yeah.
So like characters in this will be like the grandfathers or whatever of characters that are important down the line, or like descendants of characters mentioned before. And like who's the girl that Samwise likes?
Rosie. With the
Rosie, like
ribbons
she's
her
in this,
hair.
but she's like a kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Yeah, I told Isla that I hope the final shot of the game is you're playing this game and there's little Rosie, who we know Sam loves because of the ribbons in her hair. But then the final, she doesn't have these ribbons as a little girl.
Yeah.
And then the final shot is her just tying a ribbon,
Yeah.
cut to black.
Yeah.
That's
And then she
sad.
pulls out a katana.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
character that got mentioned, or maybe you'll see more of in the game with the surname Bolger, which I immediately went, is that fat, just, related to Fatty Bolger?
Right.
So like a lot of those Easter eggs, and Isla and I were saying it does this in a very organic way, like a way
Yeah.
that feels
It's not like wink wink, hey, look
no,
at this.
it just feels like it's part of the world building. And yes, of course, there would be the ancestors of the characters that we know living in this place.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just there. The game doesn't like make a big deal out of it, which I thought was nice.
Yeah. Another thing it does is it gives you the ability to track the schedules of other hobbits.
Right.
Mm.
Which I think is just also a testament to sort of that close-knit community aspect where everybody, if you're living in a small town or neighborhood and everybody knows what everybody else is doing and knows everything about everyone else. So
Right.
of course these hobbits would constantly have tabs on each other and know
Yeah.
where they are.
It's cute too because like, most of the hobbits haven't even left Bywater or certainly not the Shire, but like we were getting like I can't remember if she was like the she ran the pub or something, but she had like worked at the Prancing Pony, she was a little more worldly, and like I don't know, little
That's
details like
way
that
out
were
there for
really
them.
fun. Yeah, I know. That like I was like, whoa, you're a adventurous lady. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know, it's cute. What do you want? What else do you want?
I do. I like the water. The one thing it in the footage that does get to be a little is when they're chopping things. Is like they chop like 1, 2, and then the thing they're chopping just kind of turns to a pile of mush, and I'm like, whoa, that's not what that's supposed to look like.
You're taking me out of it.
When they're cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if those are choices to stave off monotony of like, we'll give you the idea, then let's just get to the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it looks very, very cute. And I'm glad that they didn't try to give us some sort of ambitious Hobbit adventure story. We've gotten that.
No.
Right.
We just want to be cozy in the
Grow
Shire.
pumpkins.
It feels like it knows what it is and it's aiming to be successful at being a cozy game and surprisingly like fitting into the Lord of the Rings lore, more than I think it even needed to try to do. It's cool.
The one thing we did learn they don't have is romance.
Yes, no romance. Which, it's probably fine.
I mean, well, yeah, you've got all those family trees laid out. It'd be a very difficult thing to manage.
Yeah.
Well, you're from out of town, sort of, so I think you could kind of have your pick, I suppose.
But nobody else is.
True.
Yeah. I'm just surprised people aren't more suspicious of us because I feel like they would be in those parts. This interloping stranger.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I'm going to play it for sure.
Yeah, it looks really cute. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us to talk about Tales of the Shire. Thanks, Elyse. Thanks Blood. Check out patreon.com/easyallies to support us if you like what we do. We've got all kinds of Summer Game Fest coverage, and every week we've got streams and podcasts, a podcast or two that dives into the news and more coverage of games. So if you like this, you're going to love that. Check it out. Bye.